Hey guys, it's Cthulthu here, and look where I am. I am finally killing Ganodermic beasts, and it's been a long time coming. I think I've had roughly around 100 Slayer tasks, and I still haven't had this task itself, and yeah, finally getting it. But yeah, so far so good. I'm liking this. I mean, you're getting pretty decent drops, and they're pretty easy to kill, and yeah, and it's nice and new and refreshing. It's not the same old task. So yeah, I mean, I always enjoy doing new tasks, even if they really are bad, like mutated Jadinkos. At least the first couple of times you can enjoy them because they're something different. And also, I mean, mutated Jadinkos still drop, you know, the best Slayer drop there is right now, the Vine Whip. At least the most expensive item is what I meant to say. So yeah, I mean, it's just nice to kill new stuff, and yeah, this is definitely something that I'm enjoying killing, and yeah, it's not going to be something that's just fleeting. I'm definitely going to come back and kill these guys over and over again, because it's a likable task. You make some decent money. There's no doubt about it. I will definitely come back here. Well, no, not come back is like that, but as in I will start a second clip when I have finished this task and show you how much I actually make from this task. But I reckon it'll be quite a bit, actually. This is probably going to be one of the most profitable tasks that I actually get. And then yeah, so I mean, it is pretty strange though, isn't it? If you've got sound effects on as you're killing these guys, it's like how I'd imagine jumping on a waterbed would sound like. You get this kind of like, it's kind of like it's a balloon filled with water, and then you push that balloon, you get this odd sound with the water moving inside, and that's what it sounds like. And it's hard to believe that it's not weak to melee or range, because you can just imagine stabbing it with a rapier or shooting an arrow at it, or you know, something like stabbing it with a pen, and it just popping and water going everywhere. I mean, you can imagine that by the way it sounds and the way that the Ganodermic beast looks. So it's quite funny that it's actually not weak to range and melee, even though it looks like it would just pop. And then yeah, so I mean, I'm using a pretty standard method, I guess, of soul splitting it, and using obstacles to make sure it doesn't use its special attack. Whatever I'm killing here, I refuse to use neem oil. It just adds extra effort into the task, and you know, it's not just the once that you have to do it. You have to do it like 2 or 3 times, and you have to keep an eye on it as well. And I mean, the only 2 things that I will now kill down here are Grifflepines and these Ganodermic beasts. And with Grifflepines, I will let them use their special attack. I won't bother to even move from the spot that I'm standing in. I will be in that same spot basically the whole trip. Well, actually, no, that's a bit of an over exaggeration. I mean, I will move to pick up drops, but literally, I don't care where I am and where they're coming to me, because I can take that special attack that the Grifflepines hit me with, and I can soul split through that, and that works perfectly fine for me. And I imagine that Blood Barrage and Blood Blitz would work just as well, but I don't want to obviously be spending that much money on it. Ganodermic beasts are a bit different. I mean, you can't really stand there and take their special attacks. It seems to be doing a lot more damage than a Grifflepine would, so I am having to trap them behind obstacles, but otherwise I can use soul split to counter its normal attacks, its ranged and mage attacks. And yeah, and then I just enjoy myself. I mean, I don't even pick up drops every single time. I'd kill a few sometimes and then pick up the drops, and I can easily do that because it's not a busy area. You don't seem to have to worry about other people invading my space and stealing my drops when they can see them. At least that hasn't happened so far. I guess it could still happen, but yeah, as long as I see that there's no one really around me, I can just kill a few and then pick up the drops, and that just makes it even more simple, because the respawn time for these guys is just amazingly quick. So that's one thing I definitely love about killing these guys. And yeah, I wish they would do that for everything, really, because, I mean, quicker respawn times would obviously just make Slayer a lot easier, and also you don't have to, I mean, it's like I said before when the bot nuke happened, one of the bad things of nuking all the bots is the fact that the world populations went so low that all the respawn rates start to lower as well, and they did fix that. They did say that they were increasing spawn rates to make up for the far lower populations that we were getting on worlds. But yeah, I still wish that everything would respawn as quickly as these guys. And yeah, so it seems to be going pretty well. I'm just going to soul split. I'm just going to use polypore stuff. There's no reason to use anything more expensive. And by the looks of the amount and the amount of polypore spores that I've gained so far, the magic spells are just paying for themselves. So it's basically 100% profit. And also I understand that most trips you will get enough Raynar back as noted drops that you use for prayer potions. So yeah, I shouldn't actually be losing anything at all with this task. I should only be gaining a profit, and that will come majority through the Ganodermic flakes. Yeah, flakes, that's it. Ganodermic flakes. So yeah, that's where most of my money should be coming. But also, as you can see, I've got a palm seed, and yeah, these guys drop a lot of magic seeds apparently as well. So I'm looking forward to a few of those maybe. But yeah, all very well. It's all going very well so far. Also now, just before I end this clip, like I said, there will be another clip, and I'll show you how much I make from this trip. But yeah, before I end it all, I just want to mention that this weekend I will be hosting a Saradomin God Wars event. When I say I'm hosting it, I don't really mean that. I mean that I'll be there. Somebody else will be hosting it. Once again, it is on behalf of Zaffre, the fan site. So yeah, I will link the details in the description, and I will talk about it in more depth at a later stage, closer to the event, usually a few hours before the event, because I think that's the best time to actually let you guys know that an event is going to happen very soon. And yeah, so I mean, if you're interested in going to that event, make sure you have a look at the description, have a look at the links to the site. And yeah, it's going to have a little bit of a spin on it. It's going to be zebras versus Ziliana. So, in other words, you'll have to come dressed in white and black gear. I mean, you could pretty much bring whatever you wanted to, but if you want to be part of the themed event, because it is for fun, and Saradomin is going to be easy to kill anyway, so there's no reason to bring Bandos or your best range gear or anything like that. You may as well have some fun. So yeah, go buy yourself some white knight armor and some black armor. Anything else that's black as well. So I mean, Torva's pretty black, I guess, so you could wear Torva, I guess, if you can afford it. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason to be serious. It's like going to KBD in all your best gear. You know that you're never going to need that kind of power within a team, so you might as well mess around and, you know, just going in with inferior gear, actually have to use some Saradomin brews rather than not having to eat anything at all, and actually have some fun with the event. So I hope to see most of you there. I will definitely be there myself, and I'll be answering any questions if you have any. Maybe even try my emote a couple of times. I still haven't used my emote since day one that I got the completion escape. So yeah, I'd love to show that off a little bit, even though you've all seen it before. Anyway, on to the next clip, guys. Okay, guys, so I finished my Ganodermic Beast task, my first one ever, and yeah, I wanted to have a look at how much I actually made. So I'm sure most of you will know, especially if you've been here before, how much you can make from a task. But yeah, this was a pretty standard task. I'm trying to remember how many I had to kill. The experience counter at the top is definitely accurate, so 19,155, whatever that is equal to in terms of Ganodermic creatures, that's how many I've killed. And yes, let's see how much I've made. Now, most of the money should be from the Ganodermic flakes. So there we go, 1 million there. So it's already a pretty good start. I don't know how much these palm seeds are worth. That's pretty nice as well. 82k each. Got a magic seed, so 201k, not bad. And let's see, so I've got some silver ore. I also have 200 Addy bolts, which I'm not going to bother to price check now, seeing as it's in my inventory, or rather it's on my gear screen, and I can't be bothered to start this all over again. And then let's see, the polypore spores, wow, that is just horrible. That's 100k there. 2 teeth halves, a rune 2-hander, 15, I didn't know if these were worth picking up, but yep, definitely worth picking up. And yeah, and then the rune 2-hander, and also flax. Oh yeah, the runes as well. So yeah, it's not too bad actually in terms of how many runes you get. But there we go. And also just the one stray big bones that I guess I won't be. Well, I don't know if I'll bank them. I'll have a quick check to see if I've actually got a supply of them in my bank, and if I do, then obviously it'll go in the bank. And if I don't, I don't think I really want. I don't really want a whole bank slot for big bones. But there you go, 1.7 million from a single single Ganodermic beast task, and yeah, I didn't use many resources. The polypore staff, whatever I use there, I don't think it really matters, because the polypore spores will easily go towards that. In fact, the polypore spores means that I can recharge a staff completely and still have some spare, and the spare is probably what I actually ended up using anyway. The 757 is probably how many casts I probably ended up using. And yeah, I used a few prayer potions, more than I can show in the inventory. I used a super prayer potion as well, but that was only just to get rid of the flask so that it wasn't hanging around in my bank. So yeah, I mean, it's a very cheap task to complete if you're going to be using the polypore stick, the polypore staff, and you can make quite a bit of money here. So yeah, I mean, if I was to come here without necessarily having a Slayer task, I think it'd still be pretty good money. And also I see lots of people using a cannon, so I guess that must be faster money. I don't really know, but yeah, seeing as I've made 1.7 mil, and I don't think it was any more. Well, no, it definitely wasn't more than an hour, because I had plenty of time left on my familiar. Even though my familiar is now dead, it's because I've been AFKing around here, just standing there while I've been deleting stuff on my computer. So yeah, I mean, I probably finished the task within 30-40 minutes, I'm guessing. Maybe even less than that, that's just a guess. But definitely not an hour. So yeah, I mean, I can see myself definitely making quite a bit of money here for future tasks. So hopefully I'll get a few more of these tasks in the future. But yeah, if it's anything like it's been so far, then I guess I'll probably have to complete another 100 tasks or so before I finally get a second Ganodermic beast task. Anyway, there you go. That's what I got from the task. 1.7 mil, not bad at all. Hey guys, so here I am at Ice Strike Worms, where I'll be ending the day, and yeah, I wanted to spend this time to actually talk about this video that I saw. It's by a guy called Effigy Scaper, and what he does is he goes from 0 to 25 million within an hour. Now, what he does is he uses things like Squill of Fortune. He uses vendors that sell meats and battle staffs and seaweed and things like that, and then he sells them at the GE for a profit. And yeah, there's probably a few other things that he does, but then what he does is once he's been to all these places, he tries to make about 1 million, and then he'll buy Staff of Armadil runes from that money, from part of the money, and then for the rest of the money he'll gamble at the Duel Arena, and that's where he'll go from then 1 million to 25 million. Now, I don't know if this was a first time success, or maybe he just showed us his successful run when he's tried this a few times. But regardless, I thought it was interesting. Now, I don't know if it was a challenge, I don't know if it was his idea, but there's a couple of amendments I would make to it in order for everybody to be able to use that same method to make a bit of money and hopefully win big. And I think it's a very interesting concept, and I think it would make for a very interesting experiment. So yeah, what I want to do is, now I don't want to start from 0 because that's senseless. That is only part of the challenge, but this is not a challenge, this is an experiment. So I want to do things like already have Snapdragon seeds planted and grown, and then I want to make a profit from that. I want to find out whatever the profit is, and that's the profit that will go to a separate amount of money that I'll be holding to stake with eventually. And I'll do other things like make potion flasks. I will do a few of the vendor things that he did, like battle staffs. I'll buy the battle staffs and sell them in the G. I won't necessarily go to the same extent as he did, like buying what you call them, buying meats and stuff like that from Uglog. I probably won't go to the same level that he did, but yeah, I will try my best to effortlessly make as much money as I can within 30 minutes to an hour, and then I will gamble it, and I will see how it goes. And I won't just do this for a successful run. I'll do this for a few days, maybe an entire week, every single day of a single week, where I spend 30 minutes to an hour trying to make that initial 1 million, and then gamble it. And I will show you the success with the failure, so you get a good idea of what your chances are of actually making money using the method. And I think it's very interesting. I really do, and I'm looking looking forward to trying it. I will talk about it more in the next vlog, but yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, the best thing about it is the fact that, you know, we all know that if you're going to make money, staking is the best way to make money. But one of the worst things about staking is obviously you could put yourself in a position where you're going to lose everything, and if you lose everything, then you're going to get depressed and you might quit RuneScape, and it's just a horrible way to go out of the game. And some people try to, you know, just shoulder it off and say, you know, not a big deal, I wanted to quit RuneScape anyway. That's not true. I mean, it's just a horrible way to leave the game. So yeah, I mean, this is a way to still become one of those lucky people that become billionaires by just staking. But this is also a safe way. You are not necessarily losing money. What you are losing is you're losing 30 minutes to an hour of your day. And if you can, you know, if that is something that you can spend on RuneScape within a day and just shoulder off, then it's worth your time. So anyway, like I said, I'll talk more about it next vlog. Until then, see you around.